Good morning. Oh, look at this shirt. Welcome to Everything Money. Everything money, often imitated, never duplicated. CPI data's out. Let's go. All right, guys, CPI data is out showing the inflation, and we got a little bit of a bump in the market. This was, I thought that when we saw the inflation data bump up a little bit, although it hit the expectation, it hit analyst expectations. So with the analyst expectations, I guess that is what it is. So let's pull it up. Let me move this over so you can see it. Is that good? That should work right there. Perfect. So CPI, Consumer Pricing Index, increases 0.5% in July. Over the last 12 months, the all items on the index have increased 5.4% before their seasonal adjustment. So if you scroll down here, we can actually look. Now I know that some of these are excluded, but it shows the inflationary effects. 3.4% on food. Energy is 23.8%. Where I selected the wrong thing here. Gasoline is 41.8%. Used cars and trucks are up 41.7%. So inflation is there. Yeah, inflation is there. So we're going to have to see what the deal is. I mean, I think it's going to come down to what's going to happen in March. The end of August. So I think we need to get Labor Day out of the way. I also think we need to get the Fed Symposium out of the way, which is happening in, I think it's 26th through 28th, something like that in Jackson Hole. So that's that. All right, let's get to some other things. Let's do this infrastructure. So I'm not reading this story. I don't really care about it. They passed an infrastructure bill in the Senate. The House said they're not going to vote on it until it was 1.2 trillion yesterday. They said they're not going to vote on it until it's 3.5 trillion. So yesterday was a start. But what I want to talk about are the stocks that are going to be impacted by it. So one of our stocks in the Employed Trader series is Caterpillar. And I think Caterpillar, I've been saying this for a very long time. Excuse me. They're going to get a bump from it. And yesterday they did get that bump. So let's just zoom in here quite a bit. I think they were up 3 to 5% yesterday. I honestly can't remember what it was, but it did get a bump like I thought it would. And we're just waiting for them to get into the sweet spot. And, hey, if you want to swing trade this thing, you can. Just make sure you're careful that you're moving into one of the 50-day moving averages. So Yeah, but I love that. I love where we're going. I think as soon as we get over this 100-day moving average, things will start to move. Now, the thing I want to be careful about with Caterpillar from this aspect is I was expecting there to be a bump in price like we've gotten. Now, is it going to last? Is this just going to be when the news comes out about this, and maybe when it passes the House, then the president signs a bill, let's say it gets signed into law, are we going to see just the initial excitement and then the excitement stops, the volume comes out of the stock? I don't know. That's going to be something that we watch on. So you can absolutely day trade this thing, swing trade this thing. From a long-term perspective, let's get this thing into the sweet spot, moving up, and we'll go from there. So that is all I have to say about the infrastructure bill. The Treasury yields. Treasury yields are up for a sixth straight day. They expect 5% plus inflation, which we got. So yields were up for a sixth straight day on Wednesday. The CPI expects 5.3% year over year. What did it come in at? 5.4%. So this data follows the comments by the two Fed presidents yesterday. One was from Atlanta and one was from, I can't remember the other one. But we read that story yesterday. And they both want to see the tapering begin. There's another Fed president that came out and said he doesn't want to see any tapering begin. So that's going to be interesting to see what we're going to see at the Jackson Hole meeting. I'm actually pretty excited to hear. I just want to hear I don't think we're going to start to do that taper anytime soon, but if we do, I think we will see another one of those taper tantrums, which because I've said it many times before. People can tell me things can be baked into the markets as much as you want. There's no baking things in. News, people react to news nowadays like no one's business. And it's going to people are going to continue to react to things like never before. And we see it every single day. I mean, you see when you just have some nonsense story come out or some tweet from a president, or every single day it's something people react to news. So don't get fooled by that one. All right, let's do Southwest Airlines. So Southwest Airlines says after all these airlines came out, especially Southwest last quarter, and said that they were going to be profitable from here on out, they just came out and said that they may not be profitable in the third quarter because of this Delta variant. So Southwest is the first big carrier in the United States to warn that they're going to take a hit from the Delta variant of coronavirus, saying it may not be profitable in the current quarter. Shares were down 2% yesterday. Shares of Delta, American, and United were all down more than 1% yesterday. The variant has hit bookings and increased cancellations in August. So that ain't good. Let's see here. Southwest also forecasted in its third quarter operating revenue would be down 15 to 20% versus 2019. I think that the reason I highlighted Delta and United is because those to me are more of the business travel airlines. When you get to Southwest and Frontier, I think that those are more of the vacation-y kind of, I mean, of course it's not 100%, but when Frontier lowers its third quarter, that to me means that people are going to be vacationing less than anticipated. So that is that for airlines. So go and actually let's take a look at the airlines. Why don't we look through a few right now? Let's look at United. So United is down almost 1%. Let's look at Southwest. They are down 2%. Let's look at Delta. Down about 0.75%. What's Save? I think that's Spirit. Let's see what they're doing. Down 0.5%. So airlines are down. If you want to go and trade those in the short term, I think that would be probably a good idea. All right, OPEC. I pulled this up because I want you guys to, I think this is an opportunity for people in the Bid and Ask Nation to get in on some swing and day trades here. Oil futures fall on a report that Biden administration will urge OPEC to boost output. So if there's one thing that I've learned about OPEC over the past 6 to 12 months, OPEC doesn't really listen, and they don't really do things that the United States says to do. So it doesn't matter who's saying it. They're not really following it. It really hedges a lot on what the Saudis say and what they say over in the Middle East. So futures fall on that report. If I'm you and I'm swing trading these things, I'm letting this fall happen, and then I'm going to grab them right back up, because I do not think that they are going to boost output. They're not just going to do what the administration says. So I think I would, if these stocks are actually falling and getting some kind of pullback, please look at them, put them on your watch list for the short term, and you can absolutely gain a couple percentages out of these things, because they do not listen to what the United States says. Actually, I think they just fight it more than anything, because the Saudis have a strong hold on OPEC. All right, the trucker shortage. And I asked Don M in the comments, he's a trucker. The trucker shortage is about as bad as I've ever seen, according to the U.S. Express CEO. Simon. All right, Eric Fuller, CEO of U.S. Express, said his company has doled out 30 to 35% total pay increases over the last 12 months, but suggested that more may be needed. That's just out of control. Anyways, with that being said, I have a friend who is a trucker, and he makes very comfortably makes $100 to $150,000 a year. I was talking to Don about it this morning, who's in the comments. He's usually in the comments, but I don't think he would care. He makes over six figures doing this, and he runs his own business. He leases out a truck, and he has his own LLC, and he travels based on his own schedule. He goes, I think he said 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off at a time, and he does overnight trips. So I have another friend who runs a business he has a warehouse. They distribute a lot of supplies. They put a new semi truck on the road every 2 weeks. I think they're up to like 40 trucks right now. He said that he has never seen anything like this. They can't find workers. They can't find drivers, especially young people. And more importantly, they can't find overnight drivers. So what Don is doing, he's an overnight driver. I guess it's a real struggle out there to find overnight drivers, because people want to be at home with their families overnight and whatnot. But hey, I don't know. I can't imagine that being a trucker is the easiest job in the world. But if you can go out there and make, Don, write in the comments, how many weeks a year do you work? Because you've said that you take 2 weeks off every once in a while. It's incredible. But the driver situation is as bad as I've ever seen. Transportation industry lost 6% of its pre-pandemic labor force of 1.52 million workers. As of July, the industry had recovered 63,000 jobs, but still remains that 33,000 jobs are short of the February 2020 employment. Fuller said that expiration of unemployment benefits in some states have brought back some workers, but worries that it may only get harder to recover the remaining in the shortfall. Fuller said another 20 to 30% wage increases may be needed to keep prospective drivers from taking other jobs, but said his company can't afford to make further pay unless, okay. So the good news is the person who cuts my grass, I spoke to him yesterday, and he's leaving. He works for somebody, but he's leaving, and he's going to be a trucker next year. So that is, people are going to the industry. They realize that they can make good money. The first time I ever heard about how much money you can make in trucking, I was just shocked. So, all right, I sent this out to the Bid and Ask Nation yesterday. I thought it was hysterical, and I've been saying it forever. This is a joke. Moderna has it's just a terrible pipeline. They got totally lucky with COVID, and here we are. Moderna's stock price, according to a Bank of America analyst, says this is ridiculous. And reading through this story, you would think that I wrote this story. Shares of Moderna have soared so much that the biotech company's valuation is unjustifiable on a fundamental basis, says this Jeff Meacham. His analysis suggests the stock price should be roughly 75% below current prices. Monday, it shot up 17.1% based on something that was granted in Australia. At that price, the stock had skyrocketed 364% year to date and valued the company at $195.5 billion. Here, he said that Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine has been a major contributor, to the global recovery. To justify its $200 billion valuation, one would have to assume two things. Moderna would deliver 1 billion to 1.5 billion doses of COVID vaccine every year through 2038. And this is my favorite one: a 100% probability of success for the company's entire pipeline, which includes 4 programs in phase 2. Not many get through phase 2. 10 programs in phase 1, even less get through phase 1, and 8 preclinical, which are not in human testing yet. And let me tell you about preclinical trials. It's almost 0 that gets through there. So, yeah, they have mRNA technology. Nobody else has mRNA technology. mRNA technology is not novel or anything like that. So if you're in this stock, let's see here, mRNA. I mean, it's a cool ticker symbol, but this is a joke. I'm going to pull it up here. Nope, I'm going to pull it up here so we can just see. Now, let's see here. Okay, so, I mean, they've had a great run. They're coming into a downtrend. Look how inconsistent their volume is. This thing's going to pull back. Don't get hung up on this, guys. I mean, this is a joke. This company's a joke. They got extremely lucky with coronavirus. All right, that's that. I want to show you AMD real quick before we get on to other things. So I put this in the Bid and Ask Nation yesterday. If you're in it, you understand. But here we go. So this is AMD. And all throughout this run of all this volume, this first big jump, that was their earnings day. And this thing just spiked up here. And all of a sudden, it created what I call a flagpole pattern. So a flagpole pattern is something that just goes straight up and you can kind of draw a flag on it. And conversely, what you want to see are, when you get a run up like this, you want to see something with W formation. So it goes up a little bit, pulls back, goes up, pulls back, goes up, pulls back. Because now you're creating higher lows, which give you support lines. So every time it pulls back, it's not going to drop. Let me pull another color. It's not going to go like this and drop down here. The odds are that it's not going to drop down here because it's creating a new support level. So with flagpoles, all you get with flagpoles is they go straight up and then they come right back down. And depending on where they come down, so they look like they're going to stop here at $108. That's from $120 a share though. So flagpole patterns, I said, everybody, if you're in this, please take profits up here. You've got extremely lucky with this run. And, well, there you go. Flagpole patterns pull back. So you go from there and boom, you're all of a sudden down here. So we'll see if this thing keeps getting selling volume and drops back down below all these moving averages. But, yeah, all right, good example is SWBI. Let's see, SWBI. Yep, let me see here. Yeah, that's pretty flagpole-y. So even here, it's not like you got, when I say W formations, you're creating legit W, so it looks like a W. These are not W's. These are just like plateaus. They didn't really do anything. So just as fast as SWBI went up, it came right back down. And that is exactly what you get with flagpole patterns. And more importantly, when you came back down, you started creating these M formations. So it started creating resistance lines against you. So there's resistance right there. There's a little bit of resistance right there, but there's a lot of resistance right here. So the odds that you get back through this area on your way back up right here are very low in the near term. So if you like that kind of stuff, join the Bid and Ask Nation and watch the Trading 101 series, and you would have saved yourself a lot of headache, heartache, and money. So what are the futures doing? Excuse me. Futures are positive. Yippee. If it closes negative, we coochie. What kind of flagpole do you put on the flagpole? The American flag. Or the Greek flag. Maybe you put the Greek flag on there because their dollar just went to basically nothing. So maybe it's the Greek flag that you put on there. All right. 3 month, nothing. 10-year, nothing. This thing has the 30-year has ticked over 2% for the first time in a couple months. So that's good. Earnings calendar. Oh, Neo and Clover report today. That's going to be good. Oh, man, look at this. Blink charging. I don't know what that is. Ride. That's sweet. They should be reporting some good earnings. But for real, eBay reports today. Anything else good? No. So keep an eye. I can't wait for the ride. That's cool. They're a good company. All right. Patreon.com/everythingmoney. If you want to be in the Discord, $7 a month. If you want the software in Discord, $26 a month. If you want access to me in the Bid and Ask Nation and all the trading and everything, that is going to be $76 a month for now. And guys, these prices are all going up. This $26 will eventually be $49, and $76 will eventually be $99. And if you want a trading session with me, 1 hour, $500. Guys, the price is going up. I'm moving it up because it's worth it. And if you want it, you're going to make more than $750, which it's going to. $10,000 one time, 4 hours with Paul, $2,500 an hour to analyze a real estate deal. And that's it. So give me some stocks and we'll go from there. Frenchie. What did she say here? $290 entry. You want to go short on this or what? Let's see. Sebastian, thank you. $290 entry. I am going to have to assume that you mean short, which is fine. Let this thing, she's probably right, get down to the sweet spot, start dropping like so, get into the sweet spot going down, break under this little area right here and go ahead and add. Mo is creating inflation. All right, so that is that for DocuSign. Next, I will say I really do love DocuSign. I think it's a great app. Whoever came up with that. All right, so next, Lockheed Martin, big defense company. They have dropped below their 200-day moving average. That's interesting. It's not super duper surprising, but yeah, under the 200-day moving average. Now, I don't see them. Let's see. I mean, let's just draw a straight line here. Now, there's really no support in there at all. I guess you could, the computer says 357, but that's not very strong. I don't see any support coming in until right here. That one right there. 345, 350. I don't know what that number is. So be careful with that one. You can absolutely short it though if you want. Citigroup. Banks are doing things. The banks are doing things. So the thing that concerns me about the banks, and has for a while, is on trades. You're moving into the sweet spot. You closed over the 100-day moving average. I like that. But this percent D line is just struggling on all banks to get into the sweet spot. So hold on a second. Let me pull up. I want to pull up Bank of America, and then I want to look at Goldman Sachs. See, same thing. Yellow line just needs to get in the sweet spot. Let's look at Goldman. Goldman's different. Let's look at Wells Fargo. I think it's WFC. Okay, so let's go back to Citigroup. Listen, if you get an engulfing candlestick today like this for the third day, I've said I want 3 days of confirmation on Bank of America. This is something that you can do, consistent volume, but just be aware. I mean, I think I would keep pretty close stops on this bad boy. That would be my opinion to you. CVS. What do we got on CVS? So CVS, first day green yesterday. That means it just barely crossed into the sweet spot. And remember, I want to be in the sweet spot for 3 days to get confirmation. So so, even if it doesn't do anything today, and let me give you an example. If it does this today, stays right here, doesn't really do anything, tomorrow you get an engulfing candlestick, you can go ahead and add to it as long as you're in the sweet spot. And I think you will close over the 50-day moving average at some point in the next couple days. So that is wonderful. All right. Next. Guys, smash a like button for me. I would love that. I saw one that I wanted to do. Okay, let's look at CCL. So people are asking me about CCL and how I would go about trading this one. So a lot of you know that I own this from a value perspective. And to trade it, to me, it's just a tough stock to trade because you're always sitting under these moving averages. What was it yesterday? How much percent was it up yesterday? That's just, it jumps around too much for me. I think this is a great stock to day trade. But regardless, let's let this thing get into the sweet spot. Make some engulfing candlesticks. You will always be fighting these moving averages until you break over them. Let's look back at the last 1 year and see how many times it's been over the moving averages. Okay, so we had one, and this was a good stretch right here. That was probably a couple months. This was maybe a month that we were over. So it struggles to stay over the moving averages. And of course, let's look at this. This is a big 50% stock. So the longer the 50% rule goes, the worse off you are. And we have been 50%er for quite some time now. It's been it's been a long time. This is March 2020. So, I mean, we're going on, it's a lot of months, but this is all overhang right here. So just be careful with that. Let's go to the next stock. What do we got? I'm 4% yesterday. See, I just don't, it doesn't do anything for me. Isn't COVID going crazy in Florida? Maybe we should wait on CCL. Well, from a trade, I think you should be waiting on anything. From a value, hey, the more COVID, the better on CCL. Let me go and buy the stock at under $20. I'd be happy about that. All right, if they want to keep doing this, no ride, shutdown, vaccine, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Just let me buy the stock for like $15. All right. Space, Virgin Galactic, downtrend. You're sitting at moving averages. I think you need to choose a direction. I mean, you're definitely holding. Let me zoom out a little bit for you here. So let's go year. Yeah. So right now, if you just draw a straight line across, you're kind of, you consolidated in here a lot. You kind of blipped up and came right back down. You gapped up right here. So you're at a pretty strong support level. So I don't think this is going to go very much lower. I think eventually you will get going long. So I think that is my recommendation to you. Wait for this thing to turn. Ryan, HII, you got it. Let's see here. Ryan did a day trading seminar, not day trading. Well, kind of he did. He did a 1-hour session with me. Was it 2 weeks ago, Ryan? And he's already starting to do better. And we did all day trading. So now it looks like we're getting into long-term trades or swing trades. So that's great, Ryan. Filling up the arsenal. So right now we're in the 4th day green, but what we need, of course, is a engulfing candlestick. And what I don't like is you can see that this right here is just starting to kind of close in on each other. The red line is just starting to go this way, and the yellow is starting to kind of go up. So that to me could mean go up like this, and the red line comes down here, and we make a sweet spot reversal. So we really need to be patient with this. What I would really like to see is an engulfing candlestick like that, taking out all of yesterday, closing the entire day, being on top of the 50 and the 100-day moving average with good volume, and with a bid and ask difference of 8 cents or less, just because it's a $206 stock. So that would be my recommendation there, Ryan. You got to have a real engulfing candlestick with volume, and this red line needs to get going shoot. Hold on. I need this to get going kind of like that. I want it to be going more straight instead of more kind of curved like it's doing right now. So good question. Good stock. We just need to wait for an entry point. All right. What do we want to do? Why is everybody asking me about Palantir? Jesus. Did this report earnings? Is it reporting earnings? Oh, it reports earnings tomorrow, and you all want to know what to do. Oh, okay. Before the bell tomorrow. Well, I'm sure that Palantir will report incredible revenues and incredible profits. So they're just going to slay it. Let's see here. To me, congratulations, Palantir. You've been public for over 200 days. That's wonderful. All right. So right now, the volume is terrible, and you're just hovering right on that 100-day moving average. So going into earnings tomorrow, my suggestion would not be in this. And if you get a gap up here, cool. Hopefully this will move into the sweet spot. And if you don't, maybe you'll come down here. So I would not be in this thing for earnings, but depending on what it does, you can do something with it. AA is the real reason for Jazz to crash during the day and go green on close. I don't know what that means. All right. Alcoa. So Alcoa made a great engulfing candlestick yesterday. Closed the day pretty much on the top of its candle. Why did it do that? Did it make a new high? Is that a new all-time high here? Yeah, so they kind of created a new all-time high. So right now, if you're wanting to go in on this, you need to break out and really make another engulfing candlestick to make an all-time high. If you're in this, great. That's wonderful. If you're not in this and you want to get in it for the first time, I mean, wouldn't be my recommendation. But if you want to, you have to have a full engulfing candlestick to get it going. Let's see here. I want to do AAL. Nobody asked, but I want to do it anyways. Hope you visit Germany. I have been to Frankfurt, 3 or 4 times. It's a nice place. All right. So American Airlines. Let's see. They were down 1.6% yesterday. I'm assuming they got hit again today. You can already see the stochastic is starting to roll over on you. So in an ideal world, you get an engulfment like that. I don't foresee that happening just because all the news with airlines that's coming out. So that's that. Oh, by the way, it's 9:29. I should have said this like 15 minutes ago. I'm going to stick around in the Bindas Nation and day trade for about 45 minutes after this. So you're welcome. DHI. DR Horton. So all the builders kind of look the same. Let's remember what this chart looks like. Let's go to Lennar. Kind of looks the same, except they're turning in direction. Let's go to Pulte. Oh, they're kind of, it's not the same on the stochastic, but you're getting that same price action on the, you're getting the same stochastic. So market is officially open now. What was the question? DR Horton, DHI. Let me do it for you. DHI. So I think you're going to see sector turn maybe as a whole and come down here. So just be careful with this. I would not add on this until you break out over these highs of the last couple days. That's just, that's the safest way to go about this. And even on a daily chart, you're not getting correct direction on that thing. All right, I'll do one more stock and I'm going to get out of here. Any infrastructure bill stocks to swing trade, anything that has to do with construction, Caterpillar's the only one that comes to the top of my head. I know there's a lot of people that have been talking about it. So just go on the Bindas Nation and ask about it, and you will be pleasantly surprised. All right. What do we got? Give me one more stock. All right, Kroger. You got it. Kroger, still moving up. If you make a new all-time high, add to it. That's all I got to say about that one. So, all right, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. And that's it. If you want to day trade with me, join the Bindas Nation right now. I'm about to head over there and do some 15-minute chart trading and hopefully make some money. See ya.